What's up, everybody? It's me, True Star Screamer, and we are here with another action figure review. Sorry I've been absent for a bit. I got hit with the Rona. That's right, guys. I had COVID, and I've recovered pretty much, though a lot of food still tastes funny to me. Go figure, I actually could not enjoy a slice of pizza. It's weird. But I digress. Enough about my personal life. We're here to talk about this glorious figure. This is from the Crypt series, Loose Collectors The Crypt. This is Volzak of the North, and this is part of the Great Wolves series. I got him. I also got the Black Wolf as well from 5K Toys. I'm actually working with this guy for two reasons. One, everyone's doing the Black Wolf, whose name escapes me right now. But two, mine came with a little bit of a issue, so we're going with this guy because this one came out fine. But don't worry, 5K's taking care of me. Box is huge. Artwork is fantastic. I mean, this is supposed to be 1/12 scale. Dillum, that's his name, Dillum. So these guys were the only ones available on 5K. I'm debating if I'm picking these guys up from BBTS. It's just they're costing more from them. But this is absolutely impressive. Absolutely impressive. Box is huge, like I said. Art is awesome. But enough about the box. I know we want to talk about the figure. So, one moment. Here we have Volzak. Here we have this glorious piece of plastic. Now, if you get these guys in the box attached to the exterior, it blatantly says, boil this guy. So he had to get the bath. And I will say, when this came out, yeah, the joints were stiff. They were definitely stiff. For a company called Loose Collector, the figure wasn't that loose. But now, after the boiling, oh yeah, they loosened up a good point, but I am impressed how well this guy could hold this pose. Believe it or not, I actually had this guy down here set up, and I actually left him here for about 2 days because, well, frankly, I was sick. So I got him up, and I immediately ran out of energy. This is absolutely impressive. It is... Oh, that worries me. I mentioned it's been 2 days since I boiled them. Ah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, you heard that? Yeah, they got some grip to these guys. Ooh, there's some paint rubbage from that too when I do that. So there's some plastic jarring going on in there. Like I said, for a company called Loose Collector, these ain't that loose. Ah. But it's definitely something here. And there's so many things I love about this figure, but there's so, there's some inconsistencies in the tolerances that keep this from being the top tier figure I feel he should be. The design, beautiful. I mean, from top to bottom, it's this cast white plastic with this dry brushing onto there, a little bit of overspray here and there, just to bring out all these beautiful textures. Cosmetically, this is near flawless. With, well, the joints. I don't get why they couldn't have put the overspray on the joints. I think that kills the immersion for me. You know, I got these ridges of the skin, the veins, the fur, and then, I mean, you know, the elbow pad's fine, but then I get to the joint itself, and it's that plain plastic. It's just, again, this is my opinion here, but I gotta call it as I see it. I spent the money on this, I'm allowed to complain. As you see, as I shift him on here, this is my problem with this figure, and that is the joint inconsistency. When I first got him out of the package, It says boil him because all the joints are super tight, and I did. I am regretting that, believe it or not. I feel like maybe should have just hit him with a hairdryer from top to bottom as opposed to a full boil. And we'll get, as I move him around, you'll be seeing why. You know, starting from top to bottom on the articulation, we got to talk about this. Beautiful. Again, the sculpt here is beautiful. He's got a working jaw, which is great. This is the only head sculpt he has. He has only two. Only two. He only has one head sculpt. The neck is on a barbell, so we can move it around, but it's got a detent in there, so you can see it shift, and it takes some working to get to. So, and every now and then you can see it when I move things around, a little bit of paint flecks around. There is some paint rub going on there. So while I can turn it on the joint, and I can't have him look up a little, it could be better. It could be smooth. It could be smoother on there. There's a barbell joint in the torso here that allows him to get some ab crunch forward and a little bit back. And the texturing, again, it follows through. I don't know if I showed the back yet. Again, that overspray, everything is gorgeous on here. On the tail too. The shoulders. Simple joints here. There is a hinge joint here, no butterfly. I can get why they didn't do it. Yeah, there's that waist joint. We'll talk about that, believe me. I can get why they didn't do a butterfly joint, but I can also see. I kind of wonder why though they didn't. This pulls a lot of similarities to the Veteran William design in this his full werewolf form. Check my review for what Veteran William, and they did a great job of incorporating a butterfly in that arm. I have to say that. Double elbow, which, remember I was talking about that plastic kind of kills the immersion on here. Here's the thing, while it's a double elbow, this is literally, that's as far as it bends inward. I actually could straighten it out a notch more. There we go. Yeah. I have to freaking force it though. So I personally think the double elbow was almost redundant. I think just doing this as a single joint would have been better, personally. So I can sit here and get it. It's gonna go back. That actually, you know what? I'm trying to straighten that arm out. It's not letting me do it. I'm gonna have to hit that with a hairdryer. I boiled this guy 2 nights ago, and some of the plastics, they came back together. Okay, if this is happening, I have to talk about this. This lower waist joint, it has gotten crazy loose. I might have to find a way to boil and pop it, and either put some kiki in there, shim it with something. But this is probably the most frustrating thing about this figure, and that is, being this large torso, this cannot support that weight all by itself. It can't get him to stand up straight. I find that very, very frustrating. I'll figure something out in a little bit. The hip joints, they're textured, or they got detents in there as well, so to make him stand up, you can actually hear it move. It pops. I'm okay with that, believe it or not. It scares me, but I'm okay with that. I would love that tolerance, though, on this waist. There's a smooth ball peg in there, not textured like everything else. So I don't get why such a, frankly, crucial joint doesn't have more tolerances like the other ones do. It is pretty much smooth. And that's the one where I regret boiling it, because I bet if I hadn't boiled it, maybe that joint would be tighter. It's hard to say. Double jointed knees, they're fine, and he's got the little dog tent legs on here. So it's good, but because of the inconsistencies of the tolerances, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna say this joint right here, I feel this could have a little more ratchet to it. The knees, it's got some strength to it. this feels a little too smooth, if that makes sense. So let me clean him up, and we're going to talk about some of the other accessories he has. So he does come with some additional hands, which I think are very, very cool. One, just a simple pair of fists. By the way, I didn't even talk about his the paint on his claws, both on the claws and paws, and his teeth. I mean, that also beautiful, beautiful. Gotta say, that wrist joint. I think it may have been painted, but that's scraped right off. So that annoys me. It's hard to say. No, I don't think that was painted. But yeah, that's scraped right out. Anyway, he also has a pair of fists if you want to have him get into a good slobber knocker fight. And I actually really like these claws very much. One, just another alternate version for a swipe, but this is also like a pounce claw as well. So if I want to have him more like a 3-point stance, ready to bound or something, or grabbing someone by the face and just totally pie facing them with it, this is a really good hand for that. I'm probably going to have him on display with one or two of these, with one of each of these. Probably not going to use the fist that much, personally. I'm glad they have them, but it's a werewolf. They don't really punch, they slash. Also, I think it just gives a much more savage look than this. I mean, that's a nice beckoning claw, but there's just something more vicious about this one. I don't know. I like it a lot. For a size comparison, we have your average size Marvel Legend, one of my favorites as always. Just because I put my Garrison Cavalries away, I would have grabbed him instead. But he's a big boy. And a size comparison to another White Wolf. Except, you know, this one came with a chainsaw, which we'll talk about that sometime. I don't know, do you guys want to review this? I just got him on hand. I know he's been out for a while. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to do like a quick impression video of Veteran William here. But I really wanted to have these two together, just because, like I said, they share a lot of similar designs. Absolutely. I don't know. I mean, Veteran William came out first. I don't know if, but they came out close enough that I know that they were worked on independently. I mean, I know there's only so many ways you can design a werewolf, but I did think it was kind of like almost uncanny, some of their similarities. Notice Veteran William's got the single joint. I want to point that out, and it works just fine, and I think it's a much cleaner looking arm. Somehow he's got also a segmented tail, which gives him a little more, I don't know, flair to it, which I'm surprised they didn't do. Also, their legs, I think, are better done than these, and of course the joint tolerances. I mean, there's a reason why Veteran William was my top figure last year. Was it? Yeah, I think it was number 1. I don't know. You check that top 10 video I did. Can't remember. It's been so long. But, you know, off the top of my... If I was going to pick between the two, Dave, you can only have one in your collection. I kind of like Veteran William better. I'm sorry. I gotta say it. I think this is still a better toy. This isn't bad. This is just that much better. I am glad I bought the Loose Collector Werewolf. I'm glad I've actually bought both of them. I do not find this to be a bad figure, but I definitely could say this could still be a better figure. This is an absolutely gorgeous design. Again, the plastic, the paint, it's immaculate. The My biggest problem is in these joint tolerances being inconsistent. I've got it too stiff in some places and too loose in crucial places. And that drives me crazy. I should be able to put, when it's all said and done, I'll be able to put this in my display case, and hopefully they should still be in the same pose when I get there. When I had this guy out, I had him in the same pose for 2 days while I was sick, so things were pretty good. But now I've been handling more for this review, and yeah, it's been a challenge. 100% been a challenge. You can see this powder here. I don't know if you can, this powder is making it on the glass, but paint is scraping as I move with these joints. So Yeah, I was making the joke earlier about loose collector having stiff joints. I don't know. This is the loose in my loose collector, if you know what I'm saying. So, I would definitely say if you're a fan of werewolf figures, this is one to get. Again, just be aware of what you are getting. They said to boil it. I say hit it with a hairdryer. This figure should be one of my top 10 figures. It might still be once I figure out everything with the black werewolf per se. Maybe if it's better. But as of right now, this is not in my top contendership, which is crazy considering how good he is. But this guy is still just that, in my opinion, still that much better. If you have a chance of getting this one at a decent price, I would actually pick him over this, believe it or not. So, it's hard to say. But this is my first experience with Loose Collector. Who knows, maybe this one figure is, you know, an exception to the norm. Maybe I got a bad one here. It's hard to say. I know my other one had a quality control issue that 5K Toys is being awesome and setting me up with. So it'll be hard to say. But let me know your thoughts down below. Did you guys get him? Are you having similar experiences like I am? Or am I just an exception to the rule? By the way, do you want me to do I think I should probably do some kind of mini overview on this guy just because again, it's just an awesome figure. But let me know if you want to see that down below as well. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button. I got more cool things on the way. The Vanguard has arrived. I'm really scared to do one of those, but I also know that Junkion Crafts and Builds is also probably doing an excellent review of that figure as well, because he always does. But I got plenty of cool stuff still on the docket to be reviewed. So, of course, stay tuned to this channel, and most importantly, as always, until next time, take care. Peace.